this little tiny box. Hi everybody, it's Mochi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do hopefully a very brief review of an event I did this past weekend. So this past weekend was San Japan, which is our, the biggest, or one of the biggest anime conventions in Texas. And while I was not a vendor of the main event itself, I was invited to do an after party event hosted by Greater Gaming Society, which was pretty much down the road from the main convention. So it was a little bit last minute, like I only had a week to prepare, but because I just, one, I wanted to do a convention really bad, and two, I want to try like a bunch of other random little events aside from like ones like Minicon. So yeah, it actually was really, really bad. We already had some iffy weather that entire day. It was supposed to storm like around 5 or 6 in the evening, and then it was up in the air because of the weather since it was outside. And so originally it wasn't canceled, but we were just gonna keep an eye out. And then the weather changed from that to cloudy, so it was on. It's like, okay, cool, let's go. Um, so we got there like around 4 o'clock, 4:20-ish, something around that ballpark. And the event coordinator, she wasn't there yet. She was still at the main convention, and I just let her know like, hey, we're there, but we couldn't really go in yet to set up because they themselves had to check in. So it's like, okay, we were waiting. And as this was going on, I was getting some messages from our Discord group saying that it was getting pretty dark or storming on other sides of town. Is like, well, maybe it'll be okay. And long story short on that, we ended up getting poured on. Luckily, it was after setup, but still, it was not great. So for communication wise, while yes, she was communicative through text and email, um, well, it wasn't the best like that morning because an email never went out if it was a go or not. I had to message her and ask if it was, and she's like, yeah. It's like, okay. Never let me know that she was there. I don't know what time she arrived, the coordinator, because it was about 5:30, I think, by the time we realized, like, oh, they're there already. So, because we went to go check up, and we saw her. I mean, I never met the person, but we assumed we saw the coordinator, in which, she didn't even bother asking if we were with the event or not. She just kind of sideswiped us and, kept going. So I had to get a manager of the property, who was the hostess or something like that. And she's like, oh, yeah, she's right here. It's like, oh, okay. So, it's like, hey, I'm here, and was asking about the setup and stuff. And it wasn't clear where we were setting up. Like, she introduced us to the patio where, like, the food was going to be. And then she directed us down to another patio that was, like, off in the corner next to a stage. And she was just like, a gaming might go here. Apparently, there was going to be games I wasn't aware, and vendors might go over here. There wasn't really a setup or how they wanted the tables to be set up. We had to bring our own. There wasn't any outlets nearby. There wasn't any free Wi-Fi except unless you were a DJ. Um, yeah, it was actually really, really bad. And so I was kind of like, okay. So I chose my spot since I was first one there, and apparently I sat, or the spot I chose turned out to be for the gaming little group, but that wasn't told, and it was just very awkward. I ended up getting crowded by like through the night, or not through the night, through the few hours I was there. I got crowded by the people hosting the games and got crowded by a lot of drunks, like a lot. So it was hosted at a bar. Um, they were selling ramen and stuff like that, but it was like I should have known better. Like the little flags were there, but I was still gun ho to give it a shot. Um, didn't make any sale like at all. $0 and 0 cents, no sales like at all. And I was there from it started at 7 and we left like around 9:30. So yeah, absolutely no sales. I did, however, had this lovely beer can placed on my table, and that was like my last straw. And I, told that person, to remove his item because that's just disrespectful. Like my vendor table is not your coaster, sir. After he did that, he kept glancing at me, trying to like, I guess, mean dog me. But my boyfriend was there, and he's my protector. So while nothing happened, it's just one look, and that guy like backed off. So I really appreciate that part. Um, Next to that, it was yeah, my table was just fully blocked. I'll have a photo of my table somewhere in here, and then I'll have a photo of what I could get before my phone almost died of the crowding. Um, there were mosquitoes, but it's outside. It's expected. It just maybe could have been a good forewarning as a reminder to everybody because we didn't even think about bringing repellent. Um, there was that. I did contact the organizer about a refund because it did state in the email, and I'll have that posted up here as proof, saying if you made zero profit from this event, they will refund the table fee 100%. And it has been 2 days, and I have not received a refund or even heard anything. It is Labor Day, so I will contact the girl tomorrow and send a reminder, when the refund or if the but I'm sorry, if the refund was issued or when will it be issued? Otherwise, I will go through PayPal and, I didn't get my service pretty much. Um, the one person I do feel extremely bad for is All Peachy. Like, she drove here all the way from Austin, and, from what I read, that she only made 4 sales, just made enough for gas money, but, didn't make the table. And that is just outrageous. Like I know I didn't make anything. At least she made something, but it's just that drive from Austin in a storm just to have a miserable time is not acceptable. So in the future, I now know, and I do want to say that I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. In the future, I now know not to attend the San Japan after party. We just noticed through observation people were there only there for the alcohol. I mean, we've seen a bunch of people just like chug margaritas and all that. So I get after party, is quote party, but there was just no respect. There was no communication. There was no organization. There was nothing to not compliment, but so there was no Wi-Fi or outlets, and the only outlets that were there were for the stage, which is raining, so no way we're going to use an open outlet in the rain. Um, yeah, so that was that. I am glad I got my Kickstarter rewards in time. Like I was offering some at that event, but of course, I put aside the rewards that I needed or the amount that I needed for the rewards for the Kickstarter. I'm still waiting for some other things to come in and to get the enamel pins going because the menus had like delays. So it's been It's been a week. It's already been a rough September, and we're only 5 days into the month. So I appreciate you all for, stopping by my channel, watching my little speed paint. I will do my best to get some more out there. I was actually working on a badge for a friend of mine, and I forgot to do the screen recording while I was there. So I might just do it on here, just redraw it. That's fine. So yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.